Welcome to the heart of the universe, where stars are born, live, and even die in dazzling displays of color and light. Today, we're diving into the breathtaking beauty of nebula, some of the most awe-inspiring wonders in the cosmos. These massive clouds of gas, dust, and plasma are more than just beautiful cosmic paintings. They are the very foundations of star systems and planets. Let's start with a basic question. What exactly is a nebula? The word nebula itself comes from Latin, meaning cloud or fog, and in many ways, that's exactly what they are. Nebulae are colossal clouds of gas and dust scattered throughout the cosmos. Some of them are spread over hundreds of light years, making them among the largest structures in the known universe. However, these clouds aren't just ordinary collections of particles. They're the essential building blocks of stars, planets, and entire solar systems. But where do these magnificent clouds come from? Nebulae are formed in a few ways. Some come from the death throes of massive stars. When these stars reach the end of their lives, they explode in dramatic supernova, blasting their outer layers into space. The ejected material mixes with the surrounding gases, forming a nebula. Other nebulae are the result of stars like our Sun, shedding their outer layers toward the end of their life. These are known as planetary nebulae, and though they have nothing to do with planets, the name stuck because they looked like disks through early telescopes. Not all nebulae are the same. Let's take a look at some of the main types and what makes each unique. First up, we have emission nebulae. These nebulae are glowing clouds of ionized gas that emit their own light. The gas inside these nebulae, mostly hydrogen, is excited by nearby stars. As the gas atoms get excited and then cool down, they release energy in the form of light, creating those vibrant reds, pinks, and greens we see. Next, we have reflection nebulae. Unlike emission nebulae, reflection nebulae don't emit light of their own. Instead, they reflect the light of nearby stars. They often appear blue, as blue light is more easily scattered than red light. A famous example is the Pleiades, a cluster of stars surrounded by a wispy blue cloud of dust. Then, there are dark nebulae. These are dense clouds of gas and dust that block light from stars and objects behind them. They appear as dark silhouettes against brighter backgrounds. The Horsehead Nebula in Orion is one of the most iconic and dark nebulae. As we mentioned earlier, planetary nebulae are shells of gas ejected by dying stars. The Ring Nebula in the Lyra constellation is a classic example. These nebulae only last for a few tens of thousands of years, a mere blink in cosmic terms. Finally, we have supernova remnants, which are nebulae created by supernova explosions. The Crab Nebula is a well-known supernova remnant, expanding rapidly as shock waves from the original explosion continue to spread out into space. So why are nebulae important? It's because they're the birthplaces of stars. Inside a nebula, pockets of gas and dust can start to collapse under their own gravity. As these pockets condense, they become hotter and denser, eventually forming a new star. This process can take millions of years, but when a star finally ignites, it begins a new cycle of cosmic creation. These newborn stars can be surrounded by swirling disks of leftover material, which over time can coalesce into planets, moons, and other objects. This is essentially how our own solar system came to be. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is home to some of the most stunning nebulae we know of. Let's explore a few famous ones. One of the closest and most studied nebulae is the Orion Nebula, about 1344 light-years away from Earth. Visible even to the naked eye, it's a massive star-forming region, home to young stars, protoplanetary disks, and even brown dwarfs. Another famous one is the Eagle Nebula, known for the iconic pillars of creation, towering columns of gas and dust captured in breathtaking detail by the Hubble Space Telescope. These pillars are dense regions where new stars are being born. The Carina Nebula, located in the southern skies, is one of the largest and most luminous nebulae in our galaxy. It's home to some of the most massive stars known. and it's a truly explosive region of star formation. Our galaxy isn't the only place where nebulae exist. There are nebulae in galaxies far beyond our own. For example, the Tarantula Nebula, located in the Large Magellanic Cloud, is the largest star forming region in our local group of galaxies. Beyond their scientific significance, nebulae are truly cosmic works of art. From the vivid reds of hydrogen gas to the cool blues of scattered starlight, each nebula has its unique palette and shape. These sights remind us of the universe's incredible beauty, as well as its complexity. Nebulae aren't just passive clouds drifting through space. They actively contribute to the evolution of galaxies. The material from nebulae fuels star formation, which in turn releases energy and matter back into the galaxy. When stars form and die, they cycle material back into new nebulae, enriching it with heavier elements like carbon, oxygen, and even iron. This constant recycling process helps galaxies grow and evolve. Without nebulae, galaxies would run out of the material needed to make new stars. Nebulae act like cosmic nurseries, ensuring that galaxies remain vibrant, with ongoing star formation over billions of years. Studying nebulae isn't as simple as snapping a photo. Many nebulae emit light in wavelengths outside what our eyes can see, like infrared or ultraviolet. Telescopes like Hubble, the James Webb Space Telescope, and ground-based observatories use special instruments to capture these hidden wavelengths. Infrared light allows scientists to peer through dense clouds of dust to see stars forming inside, while ultraviolet light reveals high-energy processes. This approach provides a deeper look into the stages of star formation and the makeup of the gas and dust within nebulae. So what exactly makes up a nebula? These cosmic clouds are mostly made of hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe. Hydrogen atoms are the building blocks of stars, so they play a critical role in nebula. But that's not all. Nebulae also contain helium and traces of heavier elements like carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. The dust particles within nebulae are fascinating as well. They're often made of silicates, carbon compounds, and ices, giving them a unique chemical diversity. It's these ingredients that will eventually form the planets, moons, and other solid objects in a new solar system. Could nebulae be connected to the search for life in the universe? Some scientists think so. Nebulae contain complex molecules, including amino acids, the building blocks of life. These molecules are carried through space on dust particles, potentially seeding young star systems with the elements needed for life. It's an exciting thought that the ingredients for life could be sprinkled across the cosmos by nebulae, ready to take root in the right conditions. This concept even inspires theories that life on Earth could have been seeded by material from nebulae millions or billions of years ago. Have you ever wondered why nebulae come in such stunning colors? The colors of a nebula depend on the types of gases it contains and how nearby stars excite those gases. Hydrogen, for example, emits red light when ionized, while oxygen gives off a greenish-blue glow. These colors can tell scientists a lot about a nebula's composition and temperature. Additionally, many of the colors you see in nebulae are color-enhanced to bring out details. While some hues are close to what the human eye might see, others are added to highlight features that would otherwise be invisible. Over the years, nebulae have captured the imagination of artists, writers, and filmmakers. They've appeared in countless science fiction films, video games, and artwork inspiring visions of alien worlds and cosmic landscapes. Shows like Star Trek and movies like Interstellar use nebulae as backgrounds to convey the vastness and mystery of space. These vibrant clouds have become symbols of the unknown and the unexplored, and they remind us of how little we still understand about the universe. One day, our own sun will contribute to the creation of a new nebula. In about 5 billion years, the sun will enter its red giant phase, expanding and eventually shedding its outer layers. This ejected material will form a planetary nebula around the sun's core. Although this might sound distant, it's a beautiful thought to imagine that our sun will leave a mark on the galaxy in the form of a glowing nebula, one that might inspire wonder in future beings. Beyond the familiar nebulae of our Milky Way lies the cosmic web, a vast network of gas and dust connecting galaxies across the universe. Some scientists consider these distant clouds as nebulae on a much grander scale, acting as highways for material to flow between galaxies. This cosmic web is thought to contain most of the universe's ordinary matter. It's a mind-boggling idea that nebulae and gas clouds are not only the building blocks of individual stars and galaxies, but are part of a structure that spans billions of light years. Even with all we've learned, nebulae still hold mysteries. We're not entirely sure how some of the most massive nebulae maintain their structure or why they form specific shapes. Advanced telescopes, like the James Webb Space Telescope, are helping to answer these questions, but there's still much we don't know. These unknowns keep astronomers fascinated, driving them to look deeper and question how these structures, which seem so ethereal, play such critical roles in shaping the universe. In the grand tapestry of the universe, nebulae are reminders of the endless cycles of creation and destruction. They are the cradles and the graves of stars, the forges of planets, and perhaps even the bearers of life itself. We may never fully grasp the mysteries of these cosmic clouds, but that only adds to their beauty. As we continue to explore the universe, nebulae will be there, guiding us, inspiring us, and leaving us in awe. In many ways, nebulae are more than just clouds of gas and dust. They represent both beginnings and endings. Stars are born from nebulae, live out their lives, and ultimately return to them in a grand cycle. Next time you look up at the night sky, think of the nebulous clouds scattered throughout the universe, shaping and reshaping the cosmos as they have for billions of years. Thank you for journeying with us today. If you're fascinated by space and the mysteries of the universe, leave a like and subscribe for more cosmic wonders.